Hi, we are going to discuss the Vajrayana traditions or Tantric traditions in Mahayana Buddhism. So let me share with you the screen about where the Vajrayana spread to. So you can see here, this area is where the Southern Buddhism is sit, including Burma, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and Sri Lanka. And the yellow one is the Eastern Asian traditions, Eastern Buddhism, Eastern Asian Mahayana Buddhism is part of China, Vietnam, Japan, Korea, and like I mentioned before, in some part of Vietnam, it has some Theravada or Southern Buddhist influences due to the proximity of Vietnam and other countries, Laos and Cambodia. The northern Indo-Tibetan, also the Newa and Azarism is here. This here. There's the first Tibetan, Indo-Tibetan traditions. And the green one, both Eastern and Northern Buddhism combined together. That's been the Tantric Vajrayana and Mahayana tradition mixed together in this region. And this purple, both Southern and Northern tradition right here. Even some part of Indo-Tibetan tradition too. And in this era, the Dali movement, the Dali Buddhism, that's follow Buddhism in a new way. It's mean many of them convert into Buddhism from Hinduism because they didn't want to stay in the class system of Hindu traditions. So again, you see that the big part of Mongolian, a part of Russia, and part of Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, and so forth, that belong to Indo-Tibetan Buddhism or Vajrayana Buddhism. So when we talk about Vajrayana, we talk about the Mantrayana, or the tradition that focus on the Tantric tradition, focus on the recitation of mantra. That's what for Mantrayana. Tantrayana, or Tantric Buddhism, or esoteric Buddhism. So it's associated with the Tantra and secret mantra, which originated and developed it in Kalinga, or the Odisha, in eastern part of India, and during the medieval periods, it spread to Tibet, East Asia, Mongolian, and other Himalaya states, like Nepal, Bhutan, and so forth. So Vajrayana practice connected to specific lineage in Buddhism, and Those practice includes mantra, dharani, mudra, mandalas, and visualization of deities and Buddhas. These Vajrayana traditions claim themselves that their tantric lineage came from the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha directly, and others figures like Vajrapani and Padmasambhava, who brought the tantric tradition to Tibet and other nearby areas. So, for Buddhist scholars, they argue that this movement back to the 5th century, and they consider one of the 3 vehicles or routes to enlightenment. So we know that the other route, the vehicles like Theravadas and Mahayanas. So that's why they consider this one of the route, the path to attain enlightenment. And also there are several tantric traditions that current practice, including Indo-Tibetan Buddhism, Sinkong, and Neva Buddhism. So since it's just the introductory class, I don't go in depth about this Vajrayana tradition, but I like to talk briefly about the Tibetan Buddhism because it is the driving force of the Vajrayana traditions. So Buddhism spread to Tibet at the end of 8th century. It was brought from India at the invitation of the Tibetan king Trisom Destan. He invited 2 Buddhist teachers that brought many important Buddhist scripture to Tibet. And later on, those scripture was translated from Sanskrit into Tibetan language. And the first one was the abbot of Nalanda in India. His name was Santakshita. He went to Tibet to build the first monastery, and later on, Padmasambhava, who came to use his wisdom to dispel the bad spiritual force to develop Buddhism over there. So basically, in Tibetan traditions, there are several lineage or set. The first one is the Nimapa. The founder is Padmasambhava. This the oldest set, and many Tibetan practice were influenced by this Nimaya traditions. And the next one is Kayupa. That's found by Tilopa in the late 10th century and early 11th century. This Kayupa tradition is led by Kamapa Lama. So there were several important or prominent leaders, master of this Kayupa tradition, like Naropa, Mapa, and Milarepa. And the next one is Sakyapa. That's led by Gonchok Dipo in the 12th century, and his son. And the last one is the Kalupa, or the virtual traditions that was founded by Tsongkhapa, and he developed the Dalai Lama lineage, and up to now we have 14 Dalai Lamas. And the new traditions that appear in modern age is New Kadampa. That's one of the major Buddhist schools in England, founded by Tibetan monk Kesan Gesto. Some Buddhists and non-Buddhists consider this set as an outsider of the mainstream tradition. And there's some important special features of Tibetan traditions. The first one is the title of Lama. Lama, that means teacher, a master. So it also follow the basic principle of following truths, Eightfold Paths, Token conditions. They emphasize more on the ritual and initiation. They have rich visual symbolism. They have visualization of the Guru, Buddhas, mandalas, and so forth. They were influenced by the early non-Buddhist faiths, like the Bon traditions, and they focus on mantra recitation and meditation too. So the Tibetan Buddhist practice variety of rituals. Their spiritual practice include the use of mantra and yogic techniques. So they believe in supernatural beings, and the Buddha and Bodhisattva are the one that bring the life for the Tibetan people, and God and Spirit were following the Buddha and Bodhisattva. So that's why they portray Bodhisattvas as both compassionate, godlike figures and wrathful deities. So that's why in Tibetan traditions they have the beautiful artistic tradition of painting and drawing of Buddha's Bodhisattva image and pictures. So in their practice, they can use mandala, they can make sand mandala or pen, draw Buddha's image, Bodhisattva image, and all deities, and that enhance their spiritual practice. And so in their traditions, they focus on both monasticism for monks and nuns, as well as the encouragement of the lay practitioner. Of course, for the lay people, they can follow others, spiritualized like the monks, but their main center again around the Buddhist centers, and many festival celebration and so forth are performed at the Buddhist centers by monastics, cleric, Buddhist monk and nun. So they are protected and supported by the lay communities, and in meantime, the lay people mm, uh, were taught and guided by Buddhist monks and nuns. Mm. So um, they have the lay people who follow the Zen traditions, like the Nimapa, Kayupa, Sakya. Um, they have wife and children for the families, except the Kalupa, the virtual one. That's purely for monks and nuns. So that's why they respect Dalai Lama uh, much than others, the leaders of the Tibetan traditions. So up to now, there are three titles that Tibetan people respect. Dalai Lama, Dalai Lama, that's mean ocean wisdom. The first Dalai Lama to be the title Somnam Visto, and the 14th Dalai Lama is still alive up to now. The next one is Panchen Lama. Panchen Lama focus on spiritual paths. He's a leader of the spiritual communities. But for Dalai Lama, he is considered as the leaders of the Tibetan people, as well as the spiritual leaders of Tibetan Buddhist communities too. But Dalai Lama and Panchen Lama take turn to recognize each other, and that's why uh, uh, the Chinese communists kidnapped the recent Panchen Lama when he was only 6 years old in the 90s, and they installed the fake Panchen Lama in China, so that when this Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama, passed away, that Panchen Lama, the fake one in China, uh, appoint the fake Dalai Lama. That's why the 14th Dalai Lama, who reside in Dharamsala, northern part of India, as a refugee with his Tibetan communities, proclaimed that he would not be born in China. Uh, uh, he would be born in the free world. Whether he was born as whether he's be born as male or female doesn't matter. But he made a vow that he would not be born in China, but in the free world. And he said that when he 90s, he will tell Tibetan people whether he want to uphold the Dalai Lama lineage or not. And Dalai Lama, he came to the States so many times, but now he's 86-year-old. That means he's too old to travel around. So we are going to see two Dalai Lamas in the future. One is real, another one is fake. That's maybe installed by the Chinese communists. And the next one is Kamapa Lama, and the one Kamapa means the one who performs the activities of Buddhas. So currently they have 17 Kamapa. He also escaped from Tibet to India and travel around the world to teach. And Kamapa occupied the third position in the role of the Tibetan tradition after Dalai Lama and Panchen Lama. So Again, Tibetan Buddhism was influenced by the Varjayana traditions. It has uh, all kind of complex ritual and symbols and techniques. Yeah. So when you go to Tibetan temple, you see how Tibetan monks recite mantra, pray San Mandala, do all kind of a beautiful ceremony because they focus on the ritual and uh, the spiritual practice. Um, so they include the prostration, making offerings to the statue of the Buddha's Bodhisattva. Mm. So when you go to those center, you see how they play the brass instruments, cymbal, gong, and musical impressive chanting uh, with the beautiful image of Buddha's Bodhisattva deity and so forth. So Tibetan Buddhism also have many advanced ritual practice. Um, those practice, though advanced practice, only available for the advanced practitioner. Um, so they have all kind of elaborated visualization and meditation. So they can control their body through practice of visualization or meditation. Um, and of course, they base upon the basic Buddhist teachings of reincarnation, the law of cause and effect, and the Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Paths. And there's one famous Tibetan Buddhist book is Tibetan Buddhist Book of Death that talk about the state of mind of people after they pass away. And it has some influence on Western psychology lately. And it has some informations, especially about life after death and the 4 days of praying, 4 days of battle beings. So according to Mahayana tradition, especially in Tibetan tradition, in that book, Tibetan Buddhist book of that, it mentioned of those kind of state, the state of battles within 4 days after someone passed away. That book describes how the soul of battles or intimate beings um, go through all kind of visions before they take future birth. So I just want to keep brief uh, introduction about Vajrayana position. So next one, I want to share with you some video clips about the Tibetan traditions of Vajrayana tradition. So this is short video clips about how Tibetan monks practice at the garden in Samui Monastery in Tibet nowadays. I just want to show you a short clip, not the whole clip. This is the tomb of Somkapa. So this is the time they hit the gong or the bell to signal the monk going to the meeting hall to do the prayer. Here the monks sit together to do the prayer, and they say over 5,000 monks gathered before, but now only 400 monks. Okay, that's all. And the next one is the when Buddhist monk chanting in the monastery in Nepal doing a special puja. Puja just means ceremony or ritual performance. Doing the red accomplishment is chanting here. So you see that in the temple, it's so elaborated, and the monks they wear the yellow robes, and red robes. So basically, most of the Buddhist monks wear either orange robes or yellow robes, and they represent the wisdom and compassion. Here to do the prayer. And they bless the lay people after the prayer. And they shed a few water too. So even the elder monks bless the younger one uh, with with the water, with the silk roll, and the lay people they offer uh, the uh, the white strip to show their sincerity. The white strip represents the purity, their pure mind. And they threw around the rice as a blessing for them. All right, so the next clip I want to show you, I just want to show you briefly about Dharamsala, is the headquarters of the Ben communities overseas, uh, uh, where the Dharma stayed in northern part of India. There's large communities of Tibetan settlement in this area. Let me show you where it's located. Yeah, let me show you where Dharamsala located in India. Let's see. Okay. There's the whole place. There's a whole place in Dharamsala right here, and this is occupied the whole field. Okay, let me first you can see. So it's not part of India. You see that in the Himachal Pradesh province of India. So you see that India here. So this here up north India. Okay, so let me show you this clip. Anyway, Anyway, so here are the expressions of some Buddhist monks and nuns in the Tibetan traditions, and they show the views of Dharamsala, where the Lama headquarters is. So that's all for my introduction about Varjayana in this class. So see you then.